Listen to me. You gotta wake up every single day with a fire in your belly. You say you want success. You say you got dreams, but let me ask you something. Are you pushing yourself every single day? Everybody wants to be great until it's time to do what greatness requires. You don't get to be the best by doing it when it's convenient. You get there by doing it when it's hard, when you're tired, when nobody's watching, when it hurts. That's what separates the winners from everybody else. You want to change your life? Then push yourself every day, not just on Monday, not just when you're motivated. Every single day, that's how you level up. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest truths to accept when you're trying to level up in life. See, comfort feels good. It's warm, it's safe, it's predictable. But nothing great ever came from staying comfortable. When you live in your comfort zone, you're surviving, not thriving. You're maintaining, not building. And you weren't born to just get by. You were born to dominate, to create, to become the best version of yourself, and you can't do that sitting in a place where nothing challenges you. Think about the moments in your life where you grew the most. Were you relaxed? Were you coasting? Or were you uncomfortable, uncertain, and maybe even scared? Growth comes when you stretch yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. It comes when you face resistance. Just like a muscle doesn't grow without being pushed past its limit. Your character, your mindset, your dreams don't grow unless you face friction. Unless you're doing things that make you uncomfortable. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. Most people don't fail because they don't have potential. They fail because they get comfortable. They stop pushing. They find a routine that's easy and stick with it. But easy doesn't get results. Easy doesn't change your life. Easy is the trap. It tricks you into believing you're okay, when, deep down, you know you're not where you're supposed to be. You know there's more in you. But comfort has convinced you to settle. You can't chase dreams and hold on to comfort at the same time. You gotta pick one, and if you're serious about growing, about becoming the person you know you can be, then you have to let go of comfort. You have to be willing to do what most people won't. That means waking up early when your body says sleep. That means working on your goals after your 9 to 5 when your mind says rest. That means putting yourself in situations where you might fail, because that's where the learning happens. That's where the real transformation begins. Everybody wants success, but not everybody is willing to be uncomfortable to get it. They want the outcome, but they don't want the process. They want the glow up, but not the grind. But here's the truth. Every time you run from discomfort, you're running from growth. Every time you choose what's easy over what's necessary, you delay your progress. Growth demands discomfort. It demands you to confront your fears, to silence that voice in your head that says, "What if I'm not good enough?" and push forward anyway. Let me tell you something. The most successful people in the world are not the most talented. They're the most resilient. They're the ones who walk into uncomfortable situations, who take risks, who fail and get back up again. They are willing to do what makes them uncomfortable because they understand that pain is temporary, but growth is permanent. Every uncomfortable moment, every setback, every challenge, they use it. They let it shape them. They let it mold them. Because they know that's where greatness is born. If you're too comfortable, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're not moving closer to your potential. Comfort can kill your dreams in silence. It doesn't come with alarms. It doesn't shout. It whispers. It tells you you're doing enough. It tells you you've earned a break. It tells you you're better than most. And before you know it, you're coasting. You're losing your edge. You're becoming average, and you weren't made for average. Comfort says stay. Growth says go. Comfort says slow down. Growth says push harder. You have to decide which voice you're going to listen to. Are you going to live the rest of your life in the same place, doing the same things, getting the same results? Or are you going to step into the unknown, take a risk, and chase something greater? The uncomfortable road is the one that leads to your future. That's where your next level lives. That's where your purpose starts to take shape. And the only way to reach it is to be bold enough to leave the comfort behind. Discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation is good, it gets you started. It lights the fire. But discipline is what keeps the fire burning when everything around you is trying to put it out. You ever wake up on a Monday morning feeling hyped, ready to conquer the world? That's motivation. But what happens on Thursday when you're tired? When life hits you? When that energy's gone? That's when discipline steps in. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a commitment. Problem is, too many people are waiting to feel like it. They only show up when they're in the mood. But success doesn't care about your mood. Your goals don't care if you feel like working today. Winners show up no matter what. They do what needs to be done, even when they don't want to. That's the difference. That's what separates the ones who reach the top from the ones who stop halfway. Discipline means showing up when it's boring, doing the reps when no one's watching, saying no to the distractions when the easy option is right in front of you. Discipline is staying loyal to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it in has left you. It's waking up early to work on your craft. It's skipping that party so you can study. It's turning off Netflix to chase something bigger. That's not motivation. That's discipline. Imitation is temporary. It fades. You can get fired up by a video, a quote, or a speech, but that feeling won't last. And if your hustle is only based on feelings, you'll never make it. Because the grind doesn't stop when you're tired. The work doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when everything in your body is telling you to quit. Truth is, you won't always be motivated. Some days you'll feel lazy. Some days you'll feel discouraged. Some days you'll want to give up. That's normal. But those are the days that count the most. Anyone can grind when it's easy, but when it's hard, when your back's against the wall, that's where discipline is forged. That's where real growth happens. Because discipline doesn't come from excitement, it comes from consistency. Every single day you have a choice. Do you stick to the plan, or do you let your feelings decide? Feelings will lie to you. They'll tell you to take it easy. They'll tell you you've done enough. They'll whisper, you can do it tomorrow. But discipline shuts that voice down. Discipline says, no, we're doing it today, whether we feel like it or not. That's power. That's control. You see, the most successful people in the world are not the most motivated, they're the most disciplined. Athletes, artists, CEOs, they all have one thing in common. They don't rely on hype. They rely on systems, routines, habits. They've trained themselves to show up, day in and day out, no matter how they feel. Because they understand that greatness is not built in one big moment. It's built in the thousands of small choices that no one sees. Discipline is doing the right thing over and over again, even when the results don't show up right away. It's trusting the process. It's putting in the work, knowing that the payoff is coming. That takes patience. That takes mental toughness. And it takes belief in your self-belief that what you're building matters. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, there will be days when your mind says stop. When your body wants to rest, when the world feels heavy. And in those moments, motivation won't save you, but discipline will. Discipline says, I don't need to feel ready. I just need to move. And once you move, momentum kicks in. Once you show up, the work gets done. That's how you win, by stacking small wins every day, even when it's hard. Discipline is your edge. It's what keeps you going when everyone else has tapped out. It's what turns average into excellent. It's what turns a dream into reality. Because no matter how big your vision is, if you don't have the discipline to back it up, it'll stay a wish. Discipline turns wishful thinking into daily action. And daily action, repeated over time, turns into results. That's how legacies are built. Do it tired. Do it scared. Do it anyway. That's the mindset of someone who refuses to let excuses run their life. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect energy, the perfect level of confidence. But the truth is, the perfect moment rarely comes. You won't always feel ready. You won't always feel strong. You won't always feel fearless. But if you wait for those feelings to show up before you move, you'll be stuck in the same place forever. Real winners move through fear. Real winners move through exhaustion. They understand that hesitation is the enemy. The longer you wait, the louder the doubt becomes. The more you sit with fear, the more powerful it grows. But action kills fear. Action creates momentum. And even when it's messy, even when it's imperfect, taking that first step is what separates the talkers from the doers. You think the people at the top don't feel tired. You think they never feel fear. Of course they do. But the difference is they act anyway. They push through. They lace up their shoes and show up, even when everything in them says stay home. Because they know the goal doesn't care how they feel. The mission doesn't pause for emotions. They understand that greatness is built not in comfort, but in calm. Men doing it tired means you're not waiting for perfect energy. You're showing up when your body is begging for rest, when your mind says sleep in, when the day feels heavy but you still put in the work. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's power. That's discipline. Because every time you show up tired, you're teaching yourself that you're in control, not your feelings. You're building mental toughness. You're telling yourself, I'm the kind of person who gets it done no matter what. Doing it scared means stepping into the unknown, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Fear will always be there when you're chasing something big. It's a sign that you're stretching, that you're leaving your comfort zone, that you're reaching higher than you've ever reached before. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means grow. It means you're standing at the edge of your next level, and the only way forward is through. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to act in spite of it. It's saying, yeah, I'm scared, but I'm moving anyway. Best when you face your fear head on. You take away its power. The thing you were so afraid of, suddenly, it's not that big anymore. You realize it was just noise, just a story you told yourself. And with every step you take through fear, you build confidence. You gain proof that you can do hard things, that you can survive the discomfort, that you're stronger than you thought. Doing it anyway is about making a decision that your goals matter more than your excuses. It's about choosing progress over comfort. It's about refusing to let temporary feelings derail permanent growth. It's saying, I don't feel like it, but I'm still doing it. That level of commitment is rare, but that's what greatness demands. Every excuse sounds good when you're tired. Every fear feels valid when you're afraid. But the question is, are you going to let those feelings control you? Or are you going to rise above them? Because the truth is, the people who win in life aren't the ones who feel the best every day. They're the ones who stay consistent, who stay locked in, who keep moving no matter what the day throws. At Theme There will always be a reason to quit. There will always be a reason to delay. But those reasons don't build legacies. Those reasons don't create impact. Showing up on your worst days, putting in effort when you're not at 100%, refusing to back down when fear creeps, and that's how you earn respect for yourself. That's how you build trust in your own grind, because deep down, you know you gave it everything even when it wasn't easy. Oh, don't grow by waiting. You grow by moving. You grow by doing. And the most powerful thing you can do is train yourself to act regardless of the circumstances. Whether you're tired, anxious, afraid, overwhelmed, it doesn't matter. You still show up. You still give your best, because that's what it takes to be great. Not just showing up when it's easy, but doing it tired, doing it scared, doing it anyway. You don't get what you want. You get what you grind for. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. They want to believe that wanting something bad enough is enough. That dreaming, hoping, wishing will somehow get the job done. But life doesn't reward wishers. Life rewards workers. Life rewards grinders. If you want something big, you better be ready to work for it like your life depends on it. Because effort is the currency of achievement. Sacrifice is the price of success. And if you're not willing to pay that price, then you don't get to complain when you don't see the results. Varian has a dream. Everyone wants something. They want the body. They want the business. They want the freedom, the money, the respect. But the difference between the people who get it and the people who don't isn't talent. It's grind. It's the willingness to outwork everybody else. It's staying up late when others are sleeping. It's studying when others are partying. It's showing up to the gym when your body says no. The grind isn't glamorous. It's not exciting. It's often lonely, repetitive, and hard. But that's where greatness is forged, in the dark, in the quiet, when nobody's clapping for you and nobody sees the hours you're putting in. Grind is where champions are made. It's where you sharpen your skills. It's where you build habits that make success inevitable. Wanting success isn't enough. You have to chase it down with everything you've got. You have to be obsessed. You have to want it more than you want sleep, more than you want comfort, more than you want to fit in. That's the level of commitment it takes, because the grind is relentless, and if you're not, it will break you. There are no shortcuts. There's no elevator to success. You gotta take the stairs, step by step, day by day, and some days, it will feel like you're making no progress at all. But you keep going, you keep grinding, because deep down, you know that every rep, every hour, every sacrifice is stacking up. It's compounding, and eventually, it pays off. Not because you got lucky, not because you were in the right place at the right time, but because you earned it. Because you outworked everybody who gave up when it got tough. People will look at you and say you're lucky. They'll say you're gifted. But they didn't see the grind. They didn't see the 5 a.m. mornings, the missed parties, the sleepless nights, the rejections, the failures. They didn't see the days you pushed through pain, through doubt, through fear. But you saw it, you lived it, and now you get to live The reward grinding means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means choosing long-term results over short-term pleasure. It means understanding that greatness is earned, not given. It's not about how bad you want it. Everybody wants it. It's about how hard you're willing to go after it. How consistent you're willing to be when progress is slow. How focused you can stay when distractions are everywhere. Most people quit when it gets hard. Most people settle when it gets uncomfortable. But grinders lean in. They embrace the struggle. They understand that pain is part of the process, that nothing worth having comes easy. They don't pray for it to be easier, they train to be stronger. They don't hope for breaks, they create them. They don't chase comfort, they chase growth. Grind isn't just about effort, it's about intention. It's about putting your energy into the things that move you forward. It's about showing up with purpose, not just staying busy. Every day you grind, you get closer. Every day you stay committed, you separate yourself from the pack. Because while others are sleeping on their dreams, you're working on yours. While others are talking, you're doing. While others are making excuses, you're making progress on. That's the secret. That's the difference maker. It's not some hidden talent or lucky break. It's work. Relentless, disciplined, focused work. The grind never lies. It always tells the truth. If you put in the work, the results will come. Not on your timeline, not when you think you deserve it, but when you've earned it. When you've proven that you can show up day after day, even when it's tough, even when it's slow, even when nobody's watching. Every day you don't push, you fall behind. That's the reality a lot of people ignore because it's uncomfortable to accept. The truth is, time doesn't wait, life doesn't pause. The world keeps moving whether you show up or not. So every time you choose to sit back, every time you skip the work, every time you tell yourself I'll do it tomorrow, you're not just staying in the same place, you're falling behind. Because someone else out there is doing what you're avoiding. Someone else is getting stronger while you're making excuses. Someone else is putting in the reps while you're taking the day off. There's no such thing as standing still. You're either moving forward or you're sliding back. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It takes effort, focus, and relentless consistency. You can't work hard for a week and expect to coast for a month. The moment you stop pushing, you lose momentum, and momentum is everything. It's what carries you through the tough days. It's what helps you break through plateaus. But you only earn that momentum by showing up every single day. You have goals, dreams, things you want to accomplish. But what are you doing daily to get there? Because wishing for it isn't enough. Talking about it isn't enough. You have to push. You have to grind. And not just when it's convenient or when the timing feels right. The most successful people in the world don't wait for perfect conditions, they create them. They show up no matter what. They understand that each day they don't give their best, they're giving ground to someone else. Consistency compounds. Every rep, every hour, every small win adds up. But the opposite is true too. Skipping one day makes it easier to skip the next. One excuse turns into a habit, and before you know it, a week has passed, a month, a year, and you're still in the same place or worse. Falling behind doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's subtle, quiet, but it shows up in your results. It shows up in your confidence. It shows up in the gap between where you are and where you said you wanted to be. You've got to understand, every moment you choose to slack, Someone else is sharpening. Someone else is reading that book, running that mile, making that call, creating that content, building that brand. And when it's time to compete, whether it's for a job, a deal, an opportunity, they'll be ready. And you won't. Not because they were better, but because they were consistent. They pushed when you paused. They advanced while you delayed. The game doesn't stop just because you're tired. Life doesn't hand out rewards for good intentions. It responds to action. And if you're serious about your growth, if you're serious about becoming who you say you want to be, you have to push even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's slow, even when you're not in the mood, because the cost of inaction is real. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. The further behind you fall, the more effort it takes to catch up. This ain't about being perfect. It's not about never resting or never making a mistake. It's about having a mindset that refuses to settle. A mindset that says, I'm not okay with just surviving. I'm here to thrive. That kind of mindset pushes daily. It doesn't let comfort dictate action. It doesn't let emotions run the schedule. It moves with purpose, with urgency, with the understanding that every day counts. Because the clock is ticking, the opportunities are moving. The future is being shaped right now by the actions you take or the actions you avoid. You can't get today back. You can't rewind time. So, what you choose to do with each day matters. It adds up. It builds or it breaks. And every day you don't push, that dream you say you want gets a little further away. Success doesn't show up out of nowhere. It shows up when preparation meets opportunity. And preparation is the result of daily grind, daily focus, daily pushing. You don't wake up successful, you grind your way there. And the grind doesn't take days off. That's why pushing yourself daily is just a good idea. It's necessary. It's survival for your goals, because in a world that's always moving, standing still is falling behind.